Every time that I read where Jesus says, sell everything you have and follow me, I just said, God, please don't make me give up my house. Don't ask me to do that.
The idea of that perfect life, the house, the car, the dog, the family, was just that thing that I was striving for. And as we started accomplishing that, it started to become just, this huge part of my identity. So, as my oldest was getting married, I've got, one married, we had, have a grandchild now. I've got another that was in college. I've got, one that's in high school and two younger kids. Basically, in all respects, the perfect family. But what I started to recognize was that I felt a huge weight. The weight of, well, what happens if I lose something, right? I'm holding on too tightly, and I'm not allowing God to work in my life the way that he wanted to.
After the wedding, Eric came to me and said, what's next? What are we going to do with the rest of our lives? And so a couple months after the wedding, we went away for a weekend and we just talked through all of those things. And it just kind of opened my eyes a little bit more to what life could look like if we didn't have our big home. One day, I just got on Airbnb. When the map opened up with houses all over the world that we could live in for cheaper than where we were living, I think I knew in that moment that this is what we were going to do.
So she showed me that Airbnb map. And so I went through, I'll call it maybe all the stages of grief, the anger, the sorrow, in a very short period of time. But I could hear God saying, I want something more for you.
We decided to go see our counselor about it. And she said, just start taking steps in that direction and see if God starts opening doors or closing them. I think the first big door was our kids. My youngest was ready to pack his bags that day. He's like, let's do it. And the other one, he just kind of sat quietly. And then he said, think of all the people we could tell about Jesus. And when I think about that and how I had initially started, had this idea as this just fun thing we could do as a family, when he said those words, for me, it was really opening my eyes to what God might be wanting to do in us, and then it might be more than just about our family.
I never thought that God would, call me to do anything that would stretch me like he is right now. But I've also recognized that God can call us to small things. God says, just trust me in this, and then I'll reveal to you more. What I'm seeing God do here is constant surrender. That surrender it wasn't a one-time thing. It's like he said, okay, do what I'm calling you to do, and then everything's gonna be fine. He said, do what I'm calling you to do, and then I'll let you know what's next. So for anyone who's thinking that God's calling them to do something, and it could be something small, it could be something big, but no matter what, if God's calling you to do something, take a step in that direction and see if God's opening doors or if he's closing them. Because if he's calling you to it, he's going to open those doors for you.